Rob, great to see you again.
Okay.
You remember last time we met, we were talking about the move of your brother and mum to a new place and some of the stuff that was coming up about that. And when we finished speaking, we were talking about some of the choices that you wanted to make. Can you remember that?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, I think I just wanted a bit of being settled in my sort of freedom and to be comfortable. I think I said, that I was kind of okay with making the choices that I was making, that I was quite used to that. But I always felt like I kind of owed my family something, and I wanted to kind of not feel like that, and so that I could actually enjoy the time that I've got, rather than felt I had to kind of spend it with them or miss out.
Yeah. So can we spend a bit of time talking about how we can try and achieve that for you?
Yeah, okay.
Okay. So are you able to sort of tell me what you want here? What exactly do you want us to work on to enable that?
Well, I don't know. I don't know exactly, what would help.
Okay.
Really. I think, in some way I could do something very, very practical, and it could be like, well, I could spend my evenings doing this or that or the other, but somehow I don't think that would stick with me. It's more about my kind of attitude, I think. That if I'm kind of settled in that, and if I'm happier in that, then the rest just kind of comes with it.
Yeah. And when you've tried to achieve something like this before, how have you done it? Can you think of an example where you have worked on something like this before and come to a successful conclusion with it?
I can't think of a specific example, though. I suppose sort of driving comes to mind for some reason. It's like when I first learned to drive, I was really, really scared about getting in a car.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, literally, it might sound silly, I suppose, but I thought, I could actually kill someone, or I could actually, really hurt myself for a long time. And now I get in the car, and most of the time, I mean, I'm not talking about rush hour traffic or anything, most of the time I actually enjoy it. It's kind of had the opposite effect. It chills me out.
Okay.
And there was a certain amount of just having to sit through it and do it, but there was also, I think that's what I mean about the attitude. It's like I can look at things in two different ways. I can look at the kind of pessimistic possibility that, like I was talking about making a choice, and I have to spend some time here or some time there. It's like, what am I missing out on? Or actually, what have I got, and why have I chosen to do this? And just to believe in myself. Oh, hang on, what happened there? To kind of believe that the choices I make are okay for me at the time.
Yeah.
And that's all right.
Okay.
And I don't need someone else to tell me that when it works,
Right, okay. So it's about being allowed to make those choices for you.
It's about me letting myself make those choices.
Okay. So how are we going to achieve that? What's stopping you at the moment from being, what stops you to enable you to make those choices?
I've got this. It was my mum's voice in my head as soon as you said that. These are my words, but it's like you've let me down, and she never said that to me. Those are mine, but that's kind of how I feel.
And is that what you're hearing now? That you've let her down if you make some choices that are yours?
It's when I moved away.
Okay.
That's when it is.
All right.
I've never said that out loud before.
Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Well, like last time, I was sort of saying that I moved away when I was 13.
Yeah.
And things were pretty horrible for me around that time. There were lots of arguments. I mean, there were lots of arguments between my dad and my mum, but there were lots of arguments between my mum's new partner and us, and he was a new guy, and things were different. You know, he had a different way of doing things, and didn't feel safe. And at that time, Dad was here, and he was nice to me, nice to us. When we came to Bristol, it was somewhere far away from all the crap that was going on. And he helped us move. You know, I grew up in a place where there was lots of arguing, but it's actually adults getting at each other. So, I think, it's being settled with that bit of me really helps. And that's where it all comes from. But if I can get to a place where, it sounds funny to say, but I realise that I have grown up, that I'm not doing too badly. No, I'll rephrase that actually, I'm doing pretty well. But it's been a struggle. And that I've worked for what I've got. There's always something else I want. I don't mean like physical stuff, like things. I mean some of that too, but that's easy, you throw money at it and it works. But that I'm all right, and that being happy is not wrong. That being happy is not something bad. If I can hold on to that somehow.
And is this what's happening at the moment? Do you is there a feeling that feeling happy is bad because of this move?
No, it's not that. Right now, I just feel sad. I have no idea where any of this came from.
We'll just sit with that one for a moment. And
All right. I keep thinking of a flower. I don't know why, but it's almost like a yellow daffodil. And it's like I've spent a lot of my time being closed up and in the shade.
Okay.
And occasionally I kind of poke my head out and spread leaves and petals, and it's safe and it's okay. And the thing is, I know this. I know this, but it's like I have to wade through something. It's like I have to dig through something to get to it.
And this wading and dig through something, is this something we need to come up to work towards to help you get through that?
Try it.
To improve where you are with this?
Try it, yeah. I'd be up for that.
So how are we going to achieve that? What needs to change here?
I think it's just nice to say it out loud. And I don't think, in one sense it's little stuff. It's, if I want to sound like a silly example, but if I want a cup of tea, I can have a cup of tea. Of course I can have a cup of tea, but there's a part of me that doesn't believe that. If I need to sleep, all really basic stuff, get some sleep rather than carry on working. I work pretty hard, and I tend to think, I'll just do this next bit, then I can switch off.